here. But you asked me a very valid question given the importance of 2022 for Qatar, which is the first Arab nation to host the World Cup, and in November. That's made a lot of Europeans very upset because there's no summer games. But it allowed us to think about how we would prepare for the World Cup before the World Cup came to us. So when we won the bid in 2010, we started a program called the Years of Culture. And the goal was to share Qatar's history and culture and heritage to the world and bring the world to Qatar. So we always timed the World Cup in 2014 with Brazil, 2018 with Russia, and 2026 we're probably going to look at Mexico and Canada. So the idea was to use this as a celebration and a vehicle to bring people together, to create these conversations and dialogues, and allow people to really understand who we are, and allow them to make their own judgments of what an Arab nation could be like and how they can experience it. And we have invested a lot in culture. And that was a decision that began way before my time. In the late 1990s, Qatar was actually financially in a very bad situation. And the country, at the time my father was the emir, and they decided to invest in culture, in education and health as a way to invest in our human resources, which are number one priority. So we have a few museums in place, which I know you've visited most of them.
A few museums, you're being very modest, Your Excellency.
Yeah, I think that's definitely been a strategy of ours and will continue to do so, to empower people to express themselves and have a voice for themselves, to tell their own stories to the rest of the world.
I mean, you've spent billions in terms of building museums, art acquisitions, other sorts of cultural infrastructure. What kind of return does Qatar get for that spending?
Well, I can give you some examples. We have some living examples here. I have a few people from the museums. Reem Al-Thani, she's our director of exhibitions. She's exhibited major exhibitions with international curators and museum directors. I have Aisha Suwaidi, who is an artist herself. She's a designer. She's participated in the London Design Biennale. She just opened the Liwan Design Residencies. Yesterday, we launched the poster for the World Cup. It's designed by a Qatari, Buthain Al-Miftah. And she also just inaugurated a tapestry in France with I can't remember the name of the textile. It was one of the most important ones in France. So the results speak for themselves. We have fashion designers, we have filmmakers. At the recent Cannes Film Festival, we won 3 awards supported by the Doha Film Institute. The National Museum was an organic museum built in-house by local people, whether they're Qatari or residents. We depended on ourselves. It was much, much harder. But I think the outcome speaks for themselves. And everybody who's come through to Qatar has experienced an authentic experience. It's done based on demand. You know, when we opened our fire station, which is a conversion of an old fire station into an artisan residency, we realized there's a lot of demand for fashion and design. So then we opened our new incubator, M7, where we've had our Dior exhibition last year, and we're opening a Valentino exhibition end of this year. Next year, we have an exhibition on design by Vitra, as well as an exhibition on jewelry from around the world. But that came from a demand basis. There was a lot of applications to the fire station for fashion, for design and technology. So we created M7. And then we created Liwan. And our next priority will be the vocational school for the arts, because we know that the creative economy, according to the UN, will contribute about 2.25 billion. And it will create 30 million jobs for 15 to 29-year-olds. I'm a strong believer that skills today is going to be more important than a university degree for the future of our children. And if you find a passionate, skilled person willing to take on a career in the creative industry, we'll be here to support them.
Nicholas, I wonder if I could bring you in, because you're